to the next part of the show. I told you I have a very special guest in the house. We don't see him all the time. We see him more on the pitch, but we're happy to have him right here in our studios. Super Eagles Lazio of Italy midfielder Eddie Ogenyi Onazi is with us on Sports Tonight. Eddie, welcome to Sports Tonight.
Thank you very much.
I'm happy to have you in the studios.
It's nice to have you too as well.
Eddie, I have a lot of questions for you. And okay, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be asking people to please direct your tweets, to us tonight. You know, you have to ask this guy some questions. Why are we not going to be in Gabon 2017? And he has to assure us that we will be in Russia 2018. So, Eddie, prepare for those who will be tweeting and asking you all the questions. But before we do all of that, let's go on a break for about a minute or so. When we return from that break, please send all your shots, the fire at this guy. Is more than ready to answer you.
I'm not a goalkeeper.
Not a goalkeeper, but he has to do the job of a goalkeeper tonight. He's a defensive midfielder. Okay. All right, so fire all the questions at him on the program tonight. We'll go on this break. We'll be back with more on Sports Tonight. Join us again. All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for us to move on now very quickly. I have as my guest Super Eagles and Lazio of Italy midfielder Eddie Ogenyi Onazi. Did you follow the 2017 Nations Cup qualifiers over the weekend? Were you motivated to follow the games across the African continent?
No, I didn't follow the games because I was busy doing my wedding plans.
Oh, that's another thing we have to talk about, your wedding plan. But we'll leave that for later. But how does it feel? Let me start with that. You are a Nations Cup winner. Okay, let's start with what happened a few days ago. We went to France and Luxembourg, played a friendly against Mali. You were standing captain in the absence of Mikel and Ahmed Musa.
Yes.
What was the experience like for you? The friendly games against Mali, against Mali and against Luxembourg.
Well, it was a very important game for us to play, and I had a great feelings when we were playing those games. I was standing as the standing captain to represent Mikel and Musa there, and you know it's a responsibility that has been given on to me, and I had to take my place there and make sure that everything is going on well in the camp and make sure that everyone is motivated to play the game so that we can be able to win as much as we want to have a team that is together, bonding, and concentrate for our World Cup qualifiers.
How disappointing is it for you? You've won the Nations Cup before, but after winning it in 2013, 2015, we missed out. 2017, we have missed out again.
Well, it's something I don't want to talk again because it's really disappointing for me because seeing us, Giant of Africa, not going to the Nations Cup is something very disappointing for me, and I feel very sad anytime they mention such because when I'm walking on the street, people try to tell me, but why are we not going for the Nations Cup? And it's something that breaks my heart. So, well, this is how we have it, and we just need to prepare for the next task we have ahead of us.
Are we preparing the way we should prepare? The 2018 World Cup, today, the NFF president, Amadou Pinnick, says the focus is on the 2018 World Cup. We shouldn't be distracted. But I want to ask you, because you are involved, you are a key part of all the plans. Are we preparing for the 2018 World Cup qualifiers the way we should? Well,
yes, I would say yes, because what we asked for is for friendlies, for us to bond together and know each other, and the team is very young. The problem we had before was trying to change coaches, different people coming in and different ideas, and I said this is not going to take us anywhere because we have to have a coach so that we can know this is the kind of pattern we want to play, this is people we are used to, and then we can be able to concentrate. The World Cup is just, qualifiers is close, and they have started that, and the friendlies came, and everyone saw the game. We are getting, it's not like we are perfect, we are getting along, we get to know each other, and this is the most important thing we need in the country. Because if you look at a country like Spain, in the last World Cup, they came out of the World Cup at the first round, but the coach still remains. And this is what we are talking about. I don't care who they call as the coach of the Super Eagles, but we just want to have a coach that we know that this coach is there for us. We know that this is the coach that's coaching the Super Eagles and take us for a very long time, and we know what we're doing.
Well, we're expecting that FIFA, in the next couple of days, will be announcing the seedings of teams for the World Cup. But the way our ranking, the world ranking is at the moment is not a very good one. And people are afraid that we could be ranked in a place that will be so disadvantageous to us, where we will have no choice than to confront big teams, so to say. Is that putting pressure on the players? I mean, you can speak for the players. Is that putting pressure on the players as we begin to prepare for the 2018 World Cup qualifiers?
Well, Nigeria, we're also a big team. And not big team by saying it, but we know what we can do. As God may have it, maybe that is how God wants us to qualify, maybe in the hard way. And so the most important thing is for us to qualify. It doesn't matter the simple way or the hard way. The most important thing is to qualify. And for me, as far as it's football, I don't care who we're playing. The most important thing is for us to be together as a team and make sure we have an objective of winning the game and going ahead. And so that is my most important point of view.
All right, Eddie, I'm going to come back to you, but a few people are asking questions here. Okay, someone says, will you like to play at the Olympics for Nigeria? We're not talking about the Olympics now. Let's focus on the Super Eagles for now, because I really want you guys to fire your questions at Ogenyi Onazi. This one is a good one for you. Olusegun Mokuolu says, Onazi is usually the most committed Super Eagle player on the pitch, and it says, thanks for coming on Channel Sports. Okay? All right. I don't know about your being the most committed player, but I remember that you got a red card against Chad.
It happens. It happens in football.
And some people would say that maybe that also played a part in our not qualifying, because you had to miss. You had to miss 2 games, Tanzania and the first leg against Egypt.
But that was not the problem of we not qualifying. Well, we don't want to go about that because that is out of the road, and it happens in football. If things like this don't happen, you might think maybe football is a different thing entirely. Football is not like a railway that the train just passes and goes just like that. It's something that varies. Sometimes you have bad moments, you have good moments, and that is how it is. And I can remember I have very little of a record of red cards in my career. I think in the Super Eagles, that's my first red card. And so I don't pray to have more, because when I have those kind of things, it breaks my heart and I really feel terrible. So for me, it's good for me. We're trying to move on, make sure we put smiles on the faces of Nigerians.
Somebody wants to know, he says, Eddie, what would the NFF need to do to make sure that you guys are able to give 100% on the pitch? He wants to find out from a player, he wants a player's perspective to all of these. What would they need to do to keep you guys motivated to play for Nigeria the way you play for your clubs?
Well, the NFF, they're doing their best, because I want to commend the present NFF board, because they have been putting their best. Even, as you can see, the situation of the country is not too balanced, and they are putting their best to make sure that we work together. The friendlies, I know it took a lot of things to bring the friendlies, and these are the most important thing we need as a team. We're not talking about the financial aspect of this, because you cannot, to play for the country is a privilege for me to represent my country, because I know how many million of us are footballers who are dying to present this country, and so that is my first objective. And then they are doing all this for us to bond together, know each other, get used to each other. What I'm pleading, and I have already spoken to the Federation, is to tell them that we need, as I've said earlier, we need a coach that will stand for us and give this coach time for him to work with this team. It doesn't work like something. It's something that you need to...
Because they have different philosophy,
yes,
different attitude, different
pattern, approach, different ball experience and stuff like that. They are coming from different angles. So we need someone to really put us through in all this, so that we can be able to know ourselves, and then we can be able to face the rest of the world.
Are you guys more willing to play for the Eagles under a foreign coach than under a local coach?
Well, as I've said, that decision is not, it doesn't depend on me. It depends on the board to decide whoever they want to be the coach of the Super Eagles. My job is to come if I'm invited, because Super Eagles is just like a barrack. Soldier go, soldier come. Barrack
remains.
So I don't know if I'm going to be in the next game, but the most important thing is for us to make Nigeria proud, whoever that is wearing that green, white, green colors. Because in my first debut when I played in Nigeria in 2009 and Abuja Stadium, I shed tears inside of me, because I said, wow, I'm representing my country for the first time. That
was at under 17 level?
At under 17 level. I was starting the the first 11 playing against Germany. And so it is something I always put in the memory in my mind, and I never allow it to carry it away. And so